Welcome back to Man Across New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and should we see what's going on a lovely island of Fawnhollow today? Sorry, my hairbrush was just in the way, just elbowed it. Didn't want it there, didn't want to be poked by the spokes. I mean, they're not really spokes, I guess they're bristles, isn't it? That's a word useful for hairbrushes. I don't know why we need all these specific terms. We should just call them the hairbrush sticks or something, you know, instead of bristles. We don't need the word bristles. What do we need it for? Replace every word, simplify all the words, just group together all the similar ones into one, like, what do we call it, equivalence class. Anyway, hello there everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 3:35 PM on Monday, October 11th, 2021. Congratulations to all the Husbando fans who play Genshin Impact on the announcement of two new characters coming to Genshin Impact. Not this very soon coming patch, but the patch after, presumably. So, you know, congratulations, you won, as they say, or we won. And I don't really know how that terminology goes, but it's something like that. Congratulations to, I don't know what else happened. I'm trying to think what else has happened in like, these sort of like fan communities. Got some advice there. Who's Apollo? I'm probably always yakking about how hard you should work, but you gotta know how to kick back and be lazy too. It's an important life skill, kiddo. Go take a bath, eat some candy, and call me tomorrow. Not physician, Apollo. Why can't we call our villagers? That'd be awesome. But alas, Apollo, because of this game's limitations, I cannot give you a phone call. After all, who is everyone's out and about today apparently. It's Leif, aka not a visitor. Sorry, Leif. That's a bit harsh. Stuff happening in the D&D community. Well, actually, it happened like a while back. Wasn't some like new unearthed Arcana got released, and the only thing I can really glean from it is slime characters are now a playable race, or not actually now officially a playable race. They're being tested or something as a playable race, and some other like wild and wacky characters. And then I don't know. There's just a load of memes about it. As far as I can tell, in the D&D subreddit at least. Well, I guess it's more the D&D meme subreddit. I don't think memes are allowed on the main subreddit. The League of Legends World Championship is ongoing right now. The group stages, the play-ins have happened. Hopefully your team made it in, if that's who you were rooting for. I don't know. I don't know who I'm rooting for. I barely remember like any of these teams anymore. I still did my pick'ems. Who do I think's gonna win? I think I chose Gen G. I don't really recall. It doesn't really matter to me, I don't really have much investment in it, but if you do, hopefully you're having a whale of time watching these, I was going to call them episodes, that's not really right, watching the tournament as it comes about. Like I used to watch some competitive esports, you know, I talked about it before. I used to watch competitive league back in season like 2, I guess. It really was quite a long time ago. Because that used to be when I was more interested in that sort of thing. Nowadays, you know, I haven't played League for like a month. I think I only play it sometimes when it's just like, oh, everyone else is playing it, and let's play some League, and I'm like, I only want to play ARAMs because I don't really want to play anything else. That's about it. But yeah, I mean, I used to watch it a little bit, but obviously I don't anymore. I'm not really keeping up with it. But I suppose I do want to keep up with results, and I you know, there's a planned watch party with some circle of friends to watch the finals whenever that happens. That will hopefully be a fun time. I'll basically be watching, being like, no, I don't know any of these players, but I recognise some of the team names, maybe, or maybe I don't. I guess it kind of depends. But honestly, it'll be a wild time. I'm trying to think what other like competitive esports I've watched. I think I talked about this before. I used to watch a bit of Pokemon and that sort of thing, but I don't really know how the Pokemon tournament is structured, because Pokemon doesn't really have like a world tournament. Well, I mean it does. It has the official Pokemon one, but that one kind of sucks because some things but the Pokemon, the official one by like Nintendo, was like what? Oh, you actually gave us a new recipe, right? Nice. Like, because they don't have tiers, they don't have any banned Pokemon, any Pokemon's allowed, so everyone just uses like a really strong Pokemon over and over again, except for that one legend who brought Pachirisu in the, what was it, 2014 I think? Pokemon World Championship Finals. That was awesome, by the way. That was when I used to watch the competitive Pokemon stuff. I used to watch a card game as well sometimes. That Pachirisu, man, if you don't know, Pachirisu is basically this tiny like electric squirrel Pokemon. It's like the Pikachu of the Generation 4 games, and is basically never played as far, not Pokemon competitive Pokemon expert, basically never played, but then this one legend brought them into their team and actually used them to win. Essentially, they tanked a Draco Meteor. It was amazing. They spawned many comics from it. You could probably search it, Pokemon World Championships Pachirisu comic or something. But there's so much fan art made with that Pachirisu, just like eating like a I can't remember, citrus berry or something, as it tanks the Joker Meteor using Follow Me or something. I can't really remember how Pokemon goes. Sometimes I watch fighting game stuff, because I think competitive fighting games is actually quite fun to watch, to be honest, even if I don't really understand what's going on. Really, the only game I have much investment in is... Oh, actually, no, there's two of fighting games. There's Skullgirls and there's them fighting herds. Unsurprisingly, we kind of go hand in hand, you know. Mainly because Skullgirls was that OG sort of fighting game. Let's not talk about them, the whole... one of the creators and the whole weirdness that followed him. Let's just focus on the cool devs and that sort of thing, and the artists who actually currently are bringing it to life and bringing more characters to the game. You know, Umbrella's coming. Ain't that exciting? Who am I hoping is gonna eventually be a character in the game? Black Dahlia. I don't really remember any other characters apart from that. Black Dahlia, hopefully she'll be coming. If she's not, fair enough, I guess. I mean, I'm not really the target audience of the game because I don't play it, but it'd be cool, I suppose. Do we need to craft things? What were our missions? I actually completely forgot our missions. Catch bugs was one of them. Bugs, buy items, sell fruits, and craft items. Okay. We don't really need to chat Raymond. I guess we'll catch some bugs. That's all. We'll catch some bugs and we'll walk around until we get back to the crafting table. Fighting herds, obviously, because you know that was a sort of spiritual successor to My Little Pony Fighting is Magic, which got cease and desisted by Hasbro, which is fair, to be honest, but sad nonetheless. Whenever these sort of things happen, you know, companies do have to protect their intellectual property and all that. But this is a spiritual successor. I do own it. Have I played it? I played it a few times. I'm just not very great at fighting games, but I think fighting games are really fun to watch. At least the fast-paced ones, things which are, you know, like Marvel vs. Capcom, Is letsplay or is it Guilty Gear was the fast one? Are they both fast? I can't remember. I don't really care as much for Street Fighter or Tekken, to be fair. If you do, more power to you. I like the Marvel vs. Capcom style where people are just like jumping about like crazy and it's very fast paced. I'm not sure particularly why, because I don't think that really suits my attitude towards games or anything like that, but perhaps observation is different. I've seen some random games from the Dota Invitational, but actually no, it's more like I've seen highlights, I think, from them, because I don't really play Dota, so I don't really follow what's going on, but I like watching the hype moments. I like seeing people get hyped over cool moments that happen in the game they want to play. So, you know, the video game World Cup, as they say. Isn't video games coming to the Olympics anyway? And I'm not sure if it's the next Olympics or the Olympics after. Also, like, breakdancing is coming, I think, in the next Olympics. Or breaking, as it's called. I think it is, at least. Did I make it up? Maybe I'm making it up. Honestly, these should be sports. Why aren't more dance-based sports in the Olympics? You've only really got rhythmic gymnastics, right? I'm not saying you need every single dance like form to be something in the Olympics. Like, you don't need one for tango, salsa, foxtrot, ballroom, waltz, march. I don't know. I can't think of any other dance forms. Rumba. But like there should be a dancing competition of some sort, right? Some sort of like creative dancing. I guess modern dance makes the most sense. I mean, there is like that international dance competition. You know, there's that viral video of what's that team called? Like Royal Family or something. Don't act like I forgot. Be better have my money. That one. You've probably seen it. Well, maybe you haven't seen it, but if you've seen any performance from like the dance competition, that's probably one you've seen. Honestly, it's very riveting, I suppose, to watch dancers all dance and sing and then see the emotion expression that they put in their faces and the raw passion behind it as they dance. Should be Olympic sport already, to be honest, but surprisingly not. Oh, we already caught 5 bugs. Honestly, didn't even realise. Let's hit rocks, and then we'll sell the stuff and we'll continue on from there. Trying to think what else. I don't know. Now I think about it, doesn't that mean the world's opening ceremonies already happened? I've missed it. The League of Legends world's opening ceremonies have always been pretty hyped because they've got these cool songs and that sort of thing always going on. I can't even remember what it was this year, to be perfectly honest. I just remember the animation being cool. I did watch it and I did listen to it, but I don't remember. Nothing's going to live up to Rise. Prove yourself and rise, rise. That song, if you haven't heard it. And also Legends. Legends never die. And what's the Fall Out Boy one? We are the warriors who are real best. I mean, you might say, I think quite a common critique of it is like all these songs sound the same. Yeah, they kind of do. They all follow reasonably like set formulas and that sort of thing of like when to hype and sort of like outline, I suppose, of a song. But you know, that just makes it even more hype. I'd much rather have them form the formulaic thing, or follow the formulaic thing, and still being a hype song at the same time, rather than trying to do something experimental and it falling flat. These are, after all, the World Championships. You're meant to have like a hype moment like that in them. If they weren't hype, it just wouldn't be as fun. Or maybe your mileage may vary. Maybe you'll be like, it'll be equally fun. I don't know. But for me personally, I don't really mind all too much if they don't follow the exact methodology of hypeness and originality. But of course, you know, KDA songs, they're always good. Pop stars. Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. We can try, but we're gonna go. And you know, more. Yeah, we got it, so here we go. Let's go, babe. That I've listened to a lot, unsurprisingly. It's a catchy song. What's it, 3,000? We're gonna buy 5 of these to make 800. Is that right, man? So it's 3,800, 3,920. Let's just buy 5 more of these. I don't know. Who cares? Spend money. Money, money, money. Must be funny. But I guess or wait, maybe we only have a ceremony for the World Finals. I honestly can't remember. I haven't really paid attention. I've only watched the World Finals and basically been like, I don't really know what's going on. I don't know who I'm meant to be invested in. I guess Europe, but even then, because I don't really follow it, it's got no weight to me. What other sort of like esports sort of competitions do I or have I followed? We need to go find some fossils now, don't we? Did we still have a fossil up here or did we dig it up? We dug it up a while ago, apparently. Let's also give Tank a fossil. Now I think while we're at it, wrap up these things all nicely with exactly 50 customization kits. I don't know how I've managed to make that work out so precisely, but it's worked out quite nicely for me. 4 more days until the Animal Crossing update preview gets shown. That'd be very exciting. I'm trying to, like, are there really no other video game things I've watched? I guess not. There's not really many video games competitive scenes I really watch. There's not many, like, I don't know. What video games even have a reasonably big competitive scene? I say that dismissively. I'm sorry, I don't say that dismissively. It sounded dismissive, but it's not what I meant. But more like that I'm aware of, that I'd be interested in following. You know, because of course League's got one, Dota's got one. I don't think any other MOBAs have one. No, that's not true. Smite has one, I think. Heroes of New Earth, I don't think has been a thing for years. But maybe that's got one. What other MOBAs even are there? Are there any other MOBAs? Paladins? It must be rough trying to be a professional esports player in like those tiny games, because I don't mean that like rudely, but like the funding's not there, right, for prize pools and that sort of thing. You're probably paying out of pocket to compete, which is, now I think about it, I suppose it's kind of what Olympians do in the same place, right? A lot of Olympic athletes often have to pay for like their travel tickets and that sort of thing. We're not reimbursed that, depending on how much their country supports them representing a country in that sport. So, you know, it's kind of a terrible situation to be in, I suppose. But if anything, I suppose it shows that the dedication to the sport, of how willing you are to commit to it, to do it even without the financial gain from it. Hey Fabu, I was just asking Rowan what kind of sports he plays. I do just about everything, but the thing I'm super amped about right now is step aerobics. Let cozies. I'll come to your next match or whatevs and cheer you on. I've been practicing cheerleading as part of my pop star training. Really? Cool. Thanks. I've been practicing breakdancing. I thought I was being ironic, doing an old thing nobody does anymore. I think people still breakdance nowadays already. But it's still a thing and it's cool. So I got more serious and invented a move. It's this webam. Hey, what about my thing? That's actually a new dialogue. That's actually a new conversation, which I've not heard before. That's crazy. But it can still happen. Like, well, obviously all the fighting games have their own tournament. We've got EVO, I suppose, with a load of fighting games being represented by Wave. Wasn't Firm's Fighting Heads and Skullgirls? Like, Skullgirls was one of the main stage ones, and Firm's Fighting Heads was one of the side stage competitions, wasn't it? Pretty awesome, gotta say. Shout out to Sonic's Fox, because they're, I think they're like the reigning champion currently of the Skullgirls competition tournament theme. I don't know where I was going with this. I don't know who they play, to be honest. Who did I used to play in Skullgirls? Oh, just a casual old Peacock Sarabella. I like my keyboard characters in fighting games, to be perfectly honest. What was I thinking about? Rocket League's got a competitive tournament and that sort of thing. I don't really follow Rocket League. I'm not really that interested in it, to be honest. I don't really care to play it. I don't play it anymore. And you know, it's a fun pastime, but you know, it goes into that sort of like category of games where, oh, you know, it was fun when people were all bad at it, and you know, everyone was bad, and it was just a wild, wacky time, and it felt like a party game. But then when people started actually getting good, I'm like, I don't really want to play this. I don't want to have to try hard in a game or anything like that. You might say that's just be you being lazy or you making an excuse. Yeah, I guess it kind of is, but you know, I fully embrace that. It's like with Smash as well. Like Smash in my mind is nothing but a party game, but obviously for some people it's a very competitive, competitive like platform fighting game, which people are very invested in. And more power to you. Just to me, I don't want to interface it in that way, so I never really play it like that. I guess it's probably the best way for me to put it. Hit rocks, water plants. Okay, can do. Ooh, we can do. That's right, I do watch Rick and Morty. No, I don't actually. But I do know Mr. Meeseeks. It's one of those things where I've absorbed so much of a media property just like passively for osmosis from other people talking about it or from like memes that I feel like I've put together basically Rick and Morty in my mind. I basically watched it now. You know, it's happened kind of with Star Wars. Squid Game, it's currently happening too. Have finished watching all of My Hero Academia season 5 now. It was awesome. That arc was apparently pretty cool, and apparently the next arc is going to be even cooler. I hotly anticipate that. What's my favourite arc so far? I like the school. What's it? School competition arc, the school festival arc. Anything relating to with all the class members of Class 1A. I really liked the 1A versus 1B fights. I thought they were really fun, but I know not everyone, from what I read, feels that way as well. I just like ensemble cast. I like meeting loads of characters and seeing their interesting quirks and abilities. We'll talk about My Hero Academia in one of these episodes. Someday I just need to finish watching start watching the second and third movie. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to go deep sea diving. That's why I'm over here. The second and third movie at some point in time. Other competitive. I don't think I used to. I guess I just don't really watch competitive games. Like all the games I tend to really like and do external reading, I suppose, outside of playing them now is just tend to be like story and puzzle games. You can't really have a competitive story game, and I guess you could have a competitive puzzle game, but that would require the devs to make up like new puzzles on every single for every single competition, which it seems kind of difficult, to be perfectly honest. They say to ignore your thoughts when you meditate, but after a while it starts to feel personal, man. I suppose it just sort of doesn't lend itself particularly well to having much of a competitive scene. What other games out there? Oh, you know, shooters, I forget, like Valorant, CSGO. I did used to watch some TF2 matches. I forgot about that competitive TF2. Is that still a thing? Is X Television still a thing? They used to have this thing where like monthly they do like the top 10 plays. I can't remember the guy who commentated it, but he goes, yeah, to start off every single episode, and it's forever ingrained in my brain watching these plays, and I was like, oh, awesome. I want to be just like that. And then, you know, I didn't actually play competitively for a while, but I did consider it. I had a mean scout and pyro game I could bring in. But also I was probably a bit too young to really be playing competitive video games, to be honest. So I think it's a good thing in the end that I didn't, because I used to play that when I was around like 12 or something, and I can't imagine me being able to deal mentally with a competitive video game environment at 12 years old. But maybe I could. Who knows? Let's go catch some fish, why don't we? Oh, you think about Biscuit? Are you going to think about moving? You can't. The other day, Vivian said my catchphrase was boring. What do you think about? Is Yas boring? No way. Yas is great. Yas, Biscuit. This is where you Google what games have the largest video The largest competitive scene. Largest video game competitive scenes. I don't really know how you judge, but Dota 2, Fortnite. Oh yeah, 'cause there was that big Fortnite competition where like 13-year-old or whatever won like £1 million or something. Awesome, by the way. I can't imagine of how I'd feel if I was 13 years old or whatever and I had that much money. Fortnite, League of Legends, StarCraft. How can I forget StarCraft? That's so obvious in retrospect. But I mean, I don't follow StarCraft, so that makes it very hard for me to follow any sort of competitive inkling. PUBG, I don't like PUBG, I'll be honest. It was amusing, as it was a novel concept, a battle royale, I suppose, when I first played it, and then I just stopped liking it. I don't know if I've ever won a round of a game of PUBG. I must have. I must have got carried at some point, and I have no idea. Overwatch. I forgot. Overwatch 2 is coming out, isn't it? I looked at it and I was just like, isn't this kind of like... I don't want to be rude. Well, actually, you know, now I think about it, Activision Blizzard make it, so, you know, whatever. No offense to, I suppose, the artists or whatever, the programmers necessarily behind it, but... You know, then Blizzard, not the best run. Activision Blizzard, not exactly the most spotless company, shall we say. You can do your own research into that if you're ever so curious. But I was looking at Overwatch 2, and I was like, this kind of looks like Overwatch 1. Which I guess is the point, but it's... Am I going to buy it? Nah. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Nah. Not really interested. Oh, Pike. Hearthstone. Heroes of a Storm? Isn't that game like... It doesn't exist anymore? There's a Hearthstone competitive thing still going? Arena of Valor? I don't even know what Arena of Valor is. Arena of Valor. Sounds like a MOBA. Like Bloodline Champions sort of thing. Oh, it was a mobile MOBA. I see. That's why I never heard of it. Counter-Strike. Oh, Rainbow Six Siege. That's true. I did used to watch some Rainbow Six Siege competitive matches. I think that's due in part to the fact I actually played a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. So I could follow what was going on. Except for... I'm not sure if it's different now, but I remember when I used to spectate Siege. Siege used to have a terrible problem with the fact that spectating anything in the game was terrible. It was really difficult to follow things. Because it's not like in League or in Dota where you can have like a freeform map, not map, control camera, sorry, just above a map watching everything that's going on. Siege, you can kind of have that, but then it makes it kind of hard to see exactly the gun battles which is going on and that sort of thing. But yeah, the time I watched Rainbow Six Siege competitively was the spectating experience wasn't great. But I think it's probably improved a lot now, I'd imagine. Hopefully. Don't quote me on that. Valorant. I don't watch Valorant, let's be honest. I don't even play that. I think I uninstalled Valorant. Is Vanguard still on my computer? Vanguard? No, Vanguard's gone. But yeah, I don't have Valorant even installed. Rocket League, of course I don't. Smite. I played Smite a couple of times. I could see it being a game I like, but, you know, because none of my friends really played it all that often, I don't play it as well, and thus it's relegated to never being played. Crucian Carp. Is that a riverfish? I don't remember. And StarCraft Brood War, which seems like I don't know the difference between StarCraft Brood War and StarCraft 2. Oh, I guess StarCraft Brood War is the first StarCraft, isn't it? Biggest esports games. Settings, save and exit, don't take my data, but you will. CSGO, League of Legends, Dota 2, oh yeah, I guess that would be Call of Duty. It doesn't really occur to me that it would be a competitive Call of Duty scene, but it definitely makes sense. I never really hear about it. Rainbow Six Siege is actually up here, surprisingly. 4 million total prize money. Most of you, the 6 Invitational, used to watch that. It was great fun. What update are we on Rainbow Six Siege right now? I think I must have unsubscribed from the Siege subreddit at some point, so I'm very out of the loop nowadays. Mobile Legends? Wow. Free Fire? Mobile Legends again? PUBG Mobile? Apparently competitive mobiles scene is very, very watched competitively. Mobile Legends is on here like 4 times. I wonder if Wild Rift is going to have a big competitive scene as well. Heaven knows Riot could certainly fund it, but... Yeah, I suppose it just kind of depends on what metrics you judge it by. Because the Invitational every year always has a massive prize pool because it's funded by like some things you can buy in game, right? Like if you buy the Invitational pass or something, it adds a certain % of it to the prize pool, I think. Wasn't there some weird controversy recently over like the loot box system in Dota 2? Like you had to spend like £200 or something to get like one of the legendary skins. Is that right or is that wrong? I feel like that's a thing, but I'm also not sure. Don't quote me on that. Don't, like, please do fact check before you regurgitate that information. Hopefully you don't anyway. I don't, like, there's no information to be regurgitated from these Animal Crossing videos. I don't say anything of note or value. Let's be perfectly honest. It's a continuous stream of consciousness. I didn't realise the mobile scenes had such a big, like, competitive scene. A popular competitive scene. I guess that makes sense because you'd be surprised at how big a market mobile gaming is. Especially nowadays. Or maybe you wouldn't. I suppose nowadays you wouldn't, but certainly a couple of years ago it was a lot bigger than you might have thought. You know? And I think it's perhaps part of it is due to some sort of gatekeepiness from the, I'm sure, from the gaming community. You know, mobile games aren't true games. You know, Candy Crush, whether you like it or not, is a game. What's that, like, Clash of Clans? Like it or not, is a game. I was meant to deposit some money, but I didn't for some reason. You know, those are gamers. The only prerequisite for playing a video game, for being a gamer, is just playing a video game, I suppose. And from there, you can sort of specify what sort of genres you're more interested in. But yeah, that makes perfect sense. I don't know why I never really considered that as much before. The mobile market for competitive video games. I guess it's because my experience with mobile games always tends to be the gacha games, so it's quite hard to do and competitive things about that. Saying that, still, the rhythm game, the gacha rhythm games, I play, they also have tournaments. I remember Love Live School Idol Festival had one. I think Project Sakai has one. I think Bandori had one. I don't know if Starlight Stage ever had one. But they'd hold tournaments where you basically just play the game. You play a map and rhythm game, whoever gets a high score. From predetermined, like, everyone has to use the same team, from what I recall. Or is it like the team, like no special effects happens during the team, so it's through raw, like, mechanical skill alone. That's how it's judged. I remember, like, watching a little bit of the School Idol Festival one, and that was kind of hype because the finals was a new, like, the newest song that the Love Live group released. I think it was Moment Ring at that time, and that was the final song that they had to play. They had to sight read basically this pretty difficult song, and then one of the finalists full comboed it, if I recall, and that was pretty hype, and they won. I don't know how much money they got for it. There's probably not much of a scene. You can't really have an esports tournament, I suppose, surrounding it. Actually, even saying that, OC's got like I guess OC's probably the biggest rhythm game competitive tournament stuff, right? They have like competitions where they fight each other. It's not really fight each other. It's more like they both play the same song, and then whoever gets the highest like accuracy PRP score, I suppose, wins. I don't really know. My OC knowledge is quite limited. I apologise, but yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there's still maybe you can still look it up. School Idol Festival Tournament Finals. I just remember. I think it was Moment Ring. You know, that's always very nerve-wracking being live on stage trying to sight read a song you've heard maybe the preview of before, but never seen the actual beat map before. I don't know how you do a Shiny Colours tournament. Shiny Colours already has like a competitive kind of rank ladder, but it's all gacha based anyway, so the people at the top of it just people who spent a lot. Same with Fire Emblem Heroes now I think about it as well. But I don't play that game anymore, so. Oh, hello Biscuit, what's up? Kind of weird how we kept bumping into each other. You were like right next to me. Seeing the Halloween stuff all over Fawnhallow sure is getting me ready for the big night. I mean, as much as I ever can be. Just gotta remember it's not all about the scares. There's candy too. I wonder if you say that even if I didn't have Halloween stuff everywhere. Hello Amelia. This day seems so short and my to-do list seems so long. I guess I'll just talk to Audie and we'll probably round off this episode here. Got nothing else to really talk about. And the upcoming missions are quite difficult. I love coming to this plaza. I'm almost always here so I can chat whenever. I mean, this time you were here, Fabu. I'm the luckiest wolf on the island. Hello, Leif. If only, Leif. Nintendo gave you more functionalities. So, you know, we can actually do something with you. But alas, they don't. So, we'll round off this episode here. If you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscriptions, shares are greatly appreciated. Join the Dear Darling Discord. Follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.